Entering this season, optimism was high with Burnley. They'd come off a record-breaking season in the Championship, where it wasn't a question of whether they would win, but by how many. And with Vincent Kompany's revolutionary tactics at the helm and takeovers from American backers including JJ Watt and Dude Perfect, Burnley were headed up. Fast forward now to March, and with 2/3 of the season played, Burnley look like they are destined to be relegated, which is where we come in. We are taking over Burnley, trying to keep them in the Premier League and continue their rise up the Premier League and to the top of European football. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are rebuilding Burnley. So here is the default lineup we have taken over here at Burnley, and it's no surprise, I mean, purely from an EAFC standpoint, why they are in the position they are in. Some lower rated players that we're going to have to improve on if we want to stay up in the Premier League. And honestly, with this squad, nobody is safe. This might ruffle a few feathers, but Josh Brownhill is out of the club. He is our first departure as he's off to Atalanta. And this is the reason why. Rodrigo Zalazar is joining the club. We have moved the formation to play with an attacking midfielder now. Zalazar coming in to the club from the Portuguese league. £8.6 million. His value goes up £2 million when we sign him, which is a brilliant omen. I know in real life, James Trafford has been the starter for Burnley in goals this year, but from a FIFA sense, 71 rated, we're better off starting with Muric in between the sticks. And another thing we're probably better to do is to cash in on Sander Berge. I could have converted him to a defensive midfielder and had him as a backup, but we also have Cork, who will be our backup defensive midfielder. And honestly, I'd rather have the £6.3 million to spend. Some more loan moves here though. Odeberg off on loan to Braga. But we are going to make our second signing, and it is going to be at the striker position. He's a man that's at a crossroads of his career, needing more game time if he's going to develop into a future superstar. It's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but we are going to sign Eddie Nketiah here on a permanent cut price deal from Arsenal. £8.3 million for the Englishman. The South African striker Lyle Foster's heading to Valencia for the year. Benson Manuel off to Villarreal. Aaron Ramsey is going to be heading to Crystal Palace. And Masango is off to Sporting for the year. It's not until I started making this video that I realized just how many young prospects Burnley has in this squad. I feel like if they get relegated next year, they could just develop all of these young talents and become a superstar team if they manage to get back up. Or they could just stay in the Premier League and help them become superstars there, which is probably the more preferred option. Add another one to the list, lads. The young Belgian defender Amin Al-Dikal is off to Braga. One final addition to the starting 11 though as we get ready for the Premier League season. It is the French defender Bradley Loco. His value decreases unlike other signings, but Bradley Loco joining us here from Stade Brestois. All right, lads, one final loan player this year. It's one of the biggest prospects of Burnley, Koleosho off to Bundesliga Flyers, Stuttgart. We need to come out of the gates flying though in this first half of the season. We cannot be deep in the relegation battle. I expect us to be in the relegation battle, but I want us to have a manageable fight on our hands. Oh God, lads, this is not what we wanted. I mean, we're only 2 points from safety, but we are bottom of the Premier League here on the 1st of January. No surprise, just like real life, Sheffield United and Luton Town are joining us down the bottom of the table. We need to make the jump. We're not dead and buried just yet, but it is not looking good. And to add insult to injury, we lose a bit of depth on the bench. Fofana heading back to Chelsea and Larson heading back to Hoffenheim. We need to make some serious moves, lads. A few players, including Ekdal, wanted out of the club. We're happy to oblige. £4 million to send him to Fulham. Another man who wanted out of the club, Vitinho, is heading to Las Palmas. We don't want any negative energy around the club. We only want dogs that are in this for the fight. And whilst we're in the midst of the transfer window, we have a massive relegation 6-pointer here, which I wanted to stop and show you guys. At home against Luton Town. These games are the big ones, and we get the win. Redmond, who ironically I'm trying to sell and who wants to leave, is going to get us the winner and get us a massive 3 points. We were unable to get a transfer offer in at all for Nathan Redmond, so we've had to taper how much we wanted to spend on a new signing. Regardless though, we get a player I am really excited about. It is the Japanese midfielder Ritsu Doan joining us here from Freiburg. I've got my fingers, my toes, just about every part of my body crossed, hoping this man can give us the attacking spark and keep us up in the Premier League. Oh my God, that is massive. That is massive. I am almost lost for words at this point. We finished 9 points clear here. Okay, hold up. I want to look at our form. So we had a shocking May, just 1 point in May. We went on a 4-game undefeated run in April. 2 wins in March. So between March and April, we lost 2 games total. February had an up and down month. That is fair enough. Absolutely stoked to see Bournemouth, Sheffield United, and Luton Town going down, and that we survived comfortably. Scrolling up the table, that has filled me with so much confidence, but Liverpool are going to win the Premier League title. Manchester United win the FA Cup. Newcastle United win the Carabao. The Champions League is a replay of last year's. This year, though, Inter Milan get the chockies. Roma and Fenerbahce winning the Conference League. Huge season from Eddie Nketiah, helping us survive the relegation battle. 18 goals in his first year at Burnley. Amdouni going up and getting 15 goals as well. Great stuff from the Swiss man. And then J. Rodriguez, 10 goals off the bench is brilliant. We are going to have some big holes to fill though next year. 3 of our starting 11 stars, their loan spells are expiring, and we're going to have a big question of whether we want to bring any of them back. We also are going to be losing J. Rodriguez here. He helped us off the bench. 34 years of age now. It's time to say goodbye. I cannot believe the second half of the season we've had though, lads. Burnley fans, there's hope for you in real life. Let's crack on with season 2. We have had so many players come back from loan spells from last year, and you can bet your bottom dollar we're about to cash in on them. And it's ironic. We didn't get a single offer for this dude in the January window, but we've gone ahead and sold him, 5 days into the season? But Nathan Redmond heading back, I believe, to Crystal Palace. We are making a massive addition to the starting lineup though to start this season off. A defensive signing in Federico Gatti, the Italian, joining us from Juventus. And to be totally honest, I am deathly afraid this year of second season syndrome. We can't sleep on the fact that we started last year so poorly. We can't forget about that. We need to make sure we are nowhere near the relegation zone in this first half. Sometimes I forget that Weghorst is a Burnley player, but we are going to sell him now permanently. He stays in the Premier League, off to West Ham United. Another year, another low move for Masengo. This was a transfer I pondered on for a long time, lads. We got the offer. He wasn't on the transfer list. I sat down, I thought about it, and I have decided to accept a £9.6 million offer here from Brighton for Josh Cullen. A transfer that I took no time to think about though is Connor Roberts. He's off to Portugal. The permanent transfers continue, getting the older players out of the squad. Lawrence Vigouroux off to Konyaspor, and the man you saw leaving, Charlie Taylor, off to Augsburg. Time for us to make a splash on the transfer market. We're going to make our right back signing. It is Milan van Ewijk joining us from Coventry City. James Trafford had a great year out on loan last year, but I'm going to give him another season to go out on loan and get more game time. He's just not ready to take the starting job right now in an EAFC sense. So he's going to perfect his craft down in the Championship at Bournemouth. And on the very same day, we get our Josh Cullen replacement and our Josh Cullen upgrade. He spent last year off on loan at Udinese, so I've struck up a deal with my fellow Australian, a deal between 2 Australian managers and Postecoglou to bring Oliver Skipp permanently to Turf Moor. Oliver Skipp is going to join us for £19.4 million. I've also tried to be conscious of making a lot of our loan moves this year 2-year loan moves, and that is going to be evident as we send Coley Osho on a 2-year loan to Celta Vigo and Lyle Foster on a 2-year loan to Galatasaray. We are, however, only going to send Obafemi on a 1-year deal. I'm tempted to either have him as a backup next year when he comes back or just sell him permanently. And Wilson Odeberg, just 1 year for him. We've just got so many left midfielders, young left midfielders in this squad though, that I'm going to convert Aaron Ramsey to an attacking midfielder. He doesn't go up in overall, but there is still big progress to be made. This season is really crucial though. We need to separate ourselves from the relegation and the constant yo-yo battle that clubs like Burnley find themselves in. We need to take that next step and start pushing for European football, at least mentally. We can't be down in the relegation battle. What did I say? I mean, it's not as bad as last year. It's not as bad as last year, but we are in the conversation. We are there. We are 15. We are 17 points. We're 2 points clear of Everton. Somehow Norwich got up. Somehow Stoke got up. That is a massive contrast from real life, but we need to get up the table. Oh my God. And the thing is, we don't have really the money or the necessity at one certain position. So we're just going to have to hold our breath, get back to our tactics, work on our tactics, and get ourselves up this table. It's ironic, but for the second straight year, we have finished 12th in the Premier League. Again, a much improved second half of the year. And the frustrating thing is, if our slow starts are killing us, if we can just nail the strong start to the year, there is no reason why we couldn't be pushing for Europa League spot. But instead, we sit middle of the table, 12th, well ahead of relegation. Brighton go down alongside Stoke and Norwich. And in the top of the table, it is going to be Man City back to the top. Everton have won the FA Cup. Leeds United, not only were they trying to survive relegation, but they have won the Carabao Cup. Maybe that's our best route into getting European football early on. Real Madrid are going to win the Champions League. Leipzig win the Europa, and the Conference League goes to Newcastle United. Again, the golden boot in the club is going to Eddie Nketiah. A little disappointing though to see Al-Mdouni only getting 11 goals, but he is up to an 81 overall, which is the silver lining. Zaroury not getting all of the starts in the world, but still a lot of football from him. Only 5 goals and 4 assists though. Maybe we go for a little bit of an upgrade on the left midfield role. A lot of questions though ahead of season number 3. Turning though to some certainties, it is Goodmanson and Cork both retiring, and then I'm going to let Lewis Richardson walk on a free. How do our lone players though go though? Odegaard up to a 74, Koleosho up to a 75, Masengo up to a 75, Trafford up to a 76, not quite there for the starting spot. Obafemi 73, Foster 74, no real complaints. But I am complaining about our position on the table. Let's make sure there's no complaints as we crack on for the 3rd season. We're coming out and we are swinging this year, lads. I don't want to see us with a double-digit ladder position this year. I want top 10, I want European football, and I want Anthony Gordon to help us do that. We're going to sign the Englishman from Newcastle United, £38.1 million. Hopefully this dude can deliver. I am planning on playing him at right midfielder, so we're going to start that process now. Only 2 weeks, so it should be pretty quick. It was probably expected, but Ritsu Doan is out of the club. He really helped us kind of bridge the gap between season 1, the relegation stages, and where we are now. But we're going to cash in on him. £19.7 million to send him to Roma. It's time to say goodbye to our reserve centre-back O'Shea, as he is off to Monza for 5 mil on the dot. And we've lost another player on a permanent here, Samuel Bastian off to Sheffield United. It's becoming a yearly occurrence at this point. I really want Trafford to be the goalkeeper of the future, but he's just not getting there at the moment. We're going to send him off on another loan move, and that is off to Italy, 2 years to Udinese. The loans continue though, 2 years to see Al Dakil off to Stade Rennais. And of course, it's the same guys every time. Odegaard off to Wolves. And we're going to give Aaron Ramsey a loan spell here at Crystal Palace. Something I'm sure you guys may not have expected though is a huge shake-up in between the sticks. We are going to say goodbye to Muric. He just hasn't been progressing how we wanted, and I think we need to get ourselves a world-class shot stopper, a +2, 3, 4 upgrade if we want to get to the European spots. So we're going to send the Kosovonian goalkeeper to Galatasaray. And there it is, fellas. We get ourselves an upgrade in between the sticks. It's the Polish goalkeeper, Marcin Budka, who is joining us from Leeds United, £28.3 million. And I'm hoping he can be a huge difference maker in between the sticks. This is how the team is looking heading into this 3rd season. An incredibly balanced side, but it's going to be really interesting to see how we're sitting come January 1st. I've kept about £20 million in the bank account, so that if we have to make some big changes, we are able to. Big eyes though on Jordan Bayer, because probably looking to upgrade him next. So he needs a really strong start to the season. All right, yeah, we're making some upgrades. We need to make some upgrades here in January. 11th in the Premier League table, but there is room to grow. There's also room to go down, but I'm only thinking up. We've got Everton a point ahead, Fulham 2 points ahead. I mean, we could be in a Europa League or a Conference League spot. Let's get ourselves there. And we called it, fellas. No growth to Jordan Bayer. We need to make an upgrade. We need to cash in it now. We're going to send the German defender to Celta Vigo for 14.5 mil. And we get our man. He's my namesake. It's Jarrad Branthwaite joining us. Of course, his valuation takes a nosedive when we sign him, but we get the Englishman back to the Premier League, signing him from Stade de Reims for £30 million. Come on, you Burnley. Come on, you Clarets. We finish 7th here in the Premier League with Burnley. 57 points. We were nowhere near the Champions League. We were very close to mid-table, but we got over the hump, and I believe that's either Europa or Conference League next year. Top of the table is Tottenham. Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham takeover. gets a new peak. Who got relegated sides? Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Wolves. Tottenham got a little bit of momentum here. They break their trophy drought and they got a real taste for it. Arsenal win the Carabao, Man City win the Champions League, Chelsea win the Europa League, and Osasuna make it so that not all English domination of Europe happens. Eddie Nketiah again just proves his worth. Golden Boot winner, 20 goals for him. We honestly might have to cash in though on Amdouni. 11 goals is really disappointing. I mean, 84 overall is great, but he should be getting a lot more goals than he is. Zaruri, 10 and 4. I mean, nobody's really lighting the world on fire. We're just having consistent players all over the shop. Aaron Ramsey, what a loan move though, to Crystal Palace. He might be poor. He might fight Zalazar for that starting attacking midfield role next year. Just one player we're going to be saying goodbye to though, and that is Joe Balris. Not retiring, but just leaving on a free. All right, we're making a few big calls here to start season 4, fellas. First things first, I'm giving Ramsey the starting spot. Secondly, we're bringing in a new left back, an English left back. It is Levi Colwill joining us and coming back to the Premier League, signing him from Lyon. Vincent Manuel is gone. We have sold him permanently to Leicester City. Another 2-year loan for Wilson Odobert this year, time to go to Wolves. Levi Colwill coming in though means it's only natural for us to cash in on Bradley Loco. I expected him to be our star player, one of the star players in this squad, but we're going to sell him to Arsenal. And potentially the biggest transfer of the video so far. It might ruffle a few feathers. You guys might not like it, but personally, I believe it is the right thing to do. We are cashing in on Amdouni, sending the Swiss striker to Leverkusen, getting a massive £80 million. I mean, on paper, he should be absolutely crushing it. 84 overall, 25 years of age, looks like a superstar, but he was only getting 10 goals a season for us. Getting 80 mil for 10 goals a season, I'm taking that every day. And with Aaron Ramsey getting the starting spot here at the club, we're going to cash in on Zalazar. We're sending him to Liverpool for £42 million. And we're getting right out there and getting ourselves a new star striker. We've lacked up top, and Nketiah has been getting the job done, but we need both our strikers to be absolute machines. So we are dipping into this golden generation of Nigerian football and signing Victor Boniface here from Atletico Madrid. He's 86 rated and we spent £79 million on him, basically breaking even from that original transfer. Man, this is such a big season. We have got so high expectations. Can the striker partnership get it done for us? Can Aaron Ramsey deliver? Or have we blown up this squad for nothing? We are in the Conference League though, not the Europa League, the Conference League. So hopefully we can get a good taste of European football here. And why not go on a deep run with Burnley? But for me, the goal this season, we need to qualify for Champions League. Champions League is the goal from here on in. This is the best we've done so far, like in this entire video, but 6th is not good enough. We need to be where Chelsea are. We're 7 points behind them. The draws are killing us. I feel like I say that every video, but we need to convert the draws into wins, the losses into draws, and get ourselves up the table. Newcastle, though, having a flyer. How are we going in the Conference League? Undefeated. That is good by me. That is good. All right, we're into the next round of the Conference League. If we get Champions League, do you get Champions? No, I think you get Europa League by winning the Conference League. So that would just be a nice little prize. We need to get there via the Premier League. And I think we need to go for an end game right back if we want to get there, which is why we are saying thank you, but goodbye to Milan van Ewijk. I have no doubt that if we kept, oh, of course he goes up in overall as soon as we sell him. Oh, that is so annoying. He was 82 rated, we sell him, and then a day later he goes up to 83. Regardless though, I want somebody in the high 80s. I want someone that we don't even have to think about replacing for the remainder of the video. I feel as if we have brought so many English stars back to the Premier League in this video, but just like Skepta, we're doing it again. It is Trent Alexander-Arnold coming across here from Bayern Munich. He wants to be back in the Premier League. I'm not sure Burnley was his first choice, but we've got him here anyways. 88 rated. This is the definition. This was the man I was thinking in my head of a player we won't need to replace. Trent Alexander-Arnold, welcome to Turf Moor. Big up Trent Alexander-Arnold. That has helped us quite a lot here. We did exactly what we said we needed to. We converted the losses into draws and draws into wins. We ended up finishing 2nd in the Premier League. We finished above Newcastle, who were having an incredible season at the start. Man City turned it on. Newcastle dropped the ball. but we have comfortably, it wasn't even close. We were 16 points clear into the Champions League zone. That is good. We're into the Champions League in season number 5. Buzzing off of that, scrolling down the table though, and it is West Brom, Brighton, and Leicester getting relegated. Aston Villa win the FA Cup. We've really done nothing in any of these cups, eh? We've just been focused on the Prem. Carabao Cup goes to Fulham again. I don't think we've been past the quarterfinals, if even that stage in any of these. Champions League goes to Inter Milan. Very curious to see how we go next year. Man United win the Europa League, and Marseille, we don't win the Conference League. How did we go? So round of 16, we beat Stade Rennais 5-1. Quarterfinals, we lose to the eventual champions in Marseille. Oh, if we got past them, Roma was really the only big challenge remaining. Although Roma didn't even make it. Frankfurt were there. Frankfurt, yeah, damn. We definitely could have won that Conference League if we just got past Marseille. But we didn't, so that means nothing. This is what we wanted to see. This is what we wanted to see. Victor Boniface getting 26 goals. Eddie Nketiah getting 25. That is exactly what we drew up. If Anduni could do that, we probably would have been in the Champions League before, but we get it combined. What's that? 51 goals between our two strikers. Fair play. Also, let's not sleep on Anthony Gordon. 14 and 13. 10 and 10 for Ramsey, who goes up +5. Yeah, we made all the right calls this year. And that gives me so much confidence as we go into the Champions League. 5 years into this Burnley project, and we are in a position where we can win ourselves a Champions League title. We can complete this rebuild. So we're trying to make the signings that justify that expectation. Lisandro Martinez, an experienced head that has played at the top his whole career. Lisandro Martinez is going to be joining us for £63.5 million from Manchester United. Going into a Champions League campaign, it is obviously really crucial to have a really strong bench. So many fixtures, so many high chances of suspensions, injuries, all that jazz. So we need to make sure our bench is bulletproof. We definitely would have been in a bit of strife if we had a suspension to Gordon. So I've gone ahead and brought Justin Kluivert into the club. We signed him from Crystal Palace for 28 mil. And we're also going to make a massive signing for the backup attacking midfield role. If anything happens to Ramsey, we have Fabio Vieira, who is joining us here from Lille for £33.8 million. There's no denying it, lads. This team is incredibly strong. Our starting 11 is so balanced all around the park. I want these 85 rated guys to kind of upgrade themselves a little bit more. But like, the bench is so damn strong. The reserves have got so much depth here. I'm feeling excited and optimistic about this year. Let's go check out our Champions League group. This is a tough Champions League group. Atletico Madrid, Roma, Shakhtar Donetsk. There is no easy matchups here, but it's the Champions League. What more do we expect? Yeah, cool. That gives me a lot more confidence. Not a single loss. 7 points clear at the group of death. We might be the real deal this year. And round of 16, I'm not going to jinx us, but we get a relatively straightforward opponent in Galatasaray. And we are well and truly entrenched in this Premier League title race. 6 draws is stopping us from being top of the Prem right now. So if we can sort that out, we could get a Premier League title this year. Just to make things even better, Manager of the Month. Come on, Mr. Rebuild. I mean, that's a pretty good December. It's 4 wins, 2 draws, no losses. All right, boys, here we go. Gassie's managed to get his way back into the starting 11, and overall higher than Jarrad Branthwaite. Our lowest rated player is 86 rated. I've just clocked that Ramsey's gone up to an 88. All right, here we go. First leg away in Turkey is gonna be a 2-2 draw. That is not what I expected. I'm hoping I didn't jinx us when I said that Galatasaray was relatively straightforward. We're back at home, back at Turf Moor. Come on, fellas, get it done. Second leg, we get it done. We leave it till the second half, but Eddie Nketiah and Zaroury are going to get us through to the quarterfinals. 4-2 over Galatasaray. Things just got a lot more intense though. I was hoping we could have got Braga, but we have got AC Milan. This is now where we need to focus up, lock in, and get ourselves through to the final 4. The first leg is on the road. We're away at the San Siro, a 2-2 draw against Galatasaray on the first leg on the road. Let's see if we can get a win and a lead to take back to Turf Moor. We do not, but we're lucky. We are lucky to not be behind. Leonardo misses a penalty there for Milan. We have all things tied up, just like the first leg against Galatasaray. It's 2-2 draw. 2-2 heading into this second leg. We're at home. Come on, fellas. I'm nervous. We've been here before. Just get it done. Just get it done. Just get it done. Yes. Come on. Ramsey and Boniface are going to give us the lead. We actually kind of got dominated in that one, but we are through to the semis. But we have copped a blow ahead of the semifinals. Trent Alexander-Arnold suspended. I hope we booked another return flight to Milan because we face the blue side of Milan now, into Milan in the Champions League semi-finals. I've definitely stuffed up a little bit here, lads, by not getting ourselves a solid backup right back. Martinez is going to get shifted to the right back, Branthwaite into the starting 11. It's not ideal, but there is worse positions to be in. First leg, and we come away. Oh my God, you couldn't write it any better. Jarrad Branthwaite, the man that gets a starting 11 spot following the suspension, is the one that gives us the lead ahead of the second leg back at Turf Moor. Hopefully Colwill is not suspended though, because we might have a very similar situation. And Colwill is suspended. Great. We've shifted Martinez from right back to left back. Trent gets back into the starting lineup. Can we hold on to this lead? It's the first time we've entered the second leg with the advantage. Let's hope it's the same end result and get ourselves through to a Champions League final. Yes, we do. No injuries, no suspensions, and Anthony Gordon is going to fire us into a Champions League final where we're going to face either Manchester City or Borussia Dortmund. And there it is. It's an all-English affair. We've got Manchester City in the Champions League final. They absolutely thumped Borussia Dortmund across 2 legs. Taking a look around the grounds, Liverpool beat Barcelona in a star-studded Europa League final. Fabio Vieira could have been a Conference League champion if we hadn't taken him away from Lille. Oh, that is not a good omen. We had the draws, man. The draws. Don't make me say it, man. Don't make me say it. That is so frustrating. Scrolling down the table though, Southampton, Wolves, Brentford relegated. At least we know we're in the Champions League again next year, but we should have been champions. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Arsenal beat Man City in the FA Cup final. It's making me really upset about this game because Man City beat us again in another tournament. And Man City did win the Carabao Cup. And yep, you guessed it. They beat us in the semi-finals of that tournament as well. We could easily be going for the quad right now, but we might end up with 0 trophies all season if we lose to Man City. And every single one of those trophies that we lost out on would have been at the hands of Man City. Not a good omen. Omens aside though, we just have to deal with the squad we have. It's a very good one. 34 goals for Nketiah, 22 for good old Victor. Aaron Ramsey, we made the right call by giving him the starting spot. Those loan spells absolutely catapulted him to an absolute superstar status. I cannot wait to use this team, fellas. It's time for the Champions League final at the Veltins Arena. Come on, Burnley. This is good footy here. Man City's press is pretty intense, but it's not the ball we wanted. We've gotten lucky, though. It's fallen back to us. Man City players everywhere. Going back here. Colwill looking to swing it in. That's a shocking cross. Ramsey through. And Nketiah, I think we might be offside, but it doesn't matter because we hit it straight at Edison. I've just got to put the ball in the back of the net and just deal with it if it's offside later. Man City's press is so intense, but we need to use it to our advantage. Gordon in here, cutting it back. What a ball. Ramsey, Edison with the save. He's a demon every time we play against him. Come on, Gordon. Put a good cross in here, brother. Ball in. It's not the best, is it? It's cleared away, though. Ramsey. I was tempted to have it on the volley. Gatti gets it back to Ramsey. Ramsey! Edison again. Need a better cross in here, fellas. Gordon to drill this one in. Better cross. Boniface puts it over. Haaland is killing Gatti here for pace. We've caught up nicely, though. They go for the shot and force a huge save there in first half stoppage time. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he is dominating us. Echeverry or something? I don't know if he's a regen or what, but he is dominating us in this second half. Good overlap. This is what we need to use. Colwill down the line. I could play it early, but the moment's not there. I'm just going to cross it in. Colwill. That's a shocker of a cross. Gordon. Nice ball there to Trent. Need to use Trent more often. Trent's just running down. He's so fast. Goes to Gordon. Gordon! Oh my God. We just can't get it past Edison. Let's see if Trent can get us more results here off the corners. Trent Alexander-Arnold ball in. That's a good ball. That's a great ball. We put it wide. Good stuff. Good stuff. Eddie and Nketiah. Come on, lads. We take the lead in the 78th minute. I'm not going to lie, I was getting a little nervous in front of goal there, starting to doubt myself in the finishing department. But we take the lead, 12 minutes remaining in this final. Oh my God, Man City is playing the most intense press right now, trying to get the ball back. I'm just trying to time waste. Oh, what a ball. Don't let it go for a goal kick. Just put it in there. Put it in. That's a great ball. Gordon with the bicycle. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. That would have been one of the great Champions League final goals. We're going to win the game, but can we do it in style? Oh, we're not. If Anthony Gordon scored that goal there, that would have been unbelievable. But it is not to be. We win the Champions League, however, lads. What a final. Man City's press was absolutely intense. But after 5 years, Burnley are going to be champions of Europe, and our defensive midfield maestro, Oliver Skip, is going to be the man to wear the captain's armband and lift the Champions League trophy for Burnley. What a final he had, but there it is, lads. They're in the relegation battle in real life, but here in this universe, Burnley, champions of Europe. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.